Heel here, and we got a hell of a lot of news and reveals this week for wrestling figures. Now, full disclosure, there is also a Ringside Collectibles Mattel reveal panel today. And full disclosure, I'm recording this on Thursday night so that we can get a separate video for those Mattel reveals. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for more reveals, strictly WWE Mattel. Don't know how many or how little it's going to be, but I am expecting a decent volume. Today, we are taking a look at independent stuff, a couple WWE things, and there's some really cool stuff that I think we have to unpack and talk about, and some big topics in the world of wrestling figures. So let's get right into it, starting off with this right here, the Case Fresh Toy Drive. Still have time to donate if you want to everybody who has already. I am blown away by the generosity. It's been insane. If you want to send unopened toys to Case Fresh Toy Drive, 51 Stone Road, Lindenwold, New Jersey, 08021. That is our warehouse where they're going to be collecting all these. So thank you very much. We will get all of the notes. Make sure that you put your name on it so we know who it comes from. However, most people want to send in money, it seems. So if you want to do a monetary donation, reach out to me, reach out to Fig Vault, reach out to Macho Fran. The DMs are always open, and we'll get you squared away with all that. So thank you to everybody who's already donated and made this a huge success. I'm blown away. Thank you very much. But we're going to get into all the reveals and news right now, starting off with this. Now, we don't typically cover Figures Toy Company just because I feel like a lot of their stuff is like play sets that they kind of like repurpose into new things. But this I thought was very, very special. This is their merch stand figure and merch stand set, which is insane. So it comes with this cloth goods merch stand setup, as you can see, with some fake t-shirts. It doesn't bother me that there's fake t-shirts. I saw some people complaining. I expect it, right? They can't use WWE or real t-shirts. It's got buddies. It's got a foam hand. It's got some figures back there. Very, very cool. Also comes with 2 tables, covers, and stacks of t-shirts. That was my favorite part because that would, if I was making that wouldn't even have been on my radar to add stacks of plastic molded, folded t-shirts. Molded and folded, baby. Look at that. So here's what you get. You get the merch stand figure. He comes with interchangeable hands. You got the backdrop that comes with a plastic, I don't know what you would call that, frame that holds it. It has all the prices, which is pretty cool. And I'm assuming if you really wanted to, you could probably customize that a little bit. If you wanted WWE shirts, print out some things, paste them over it. But 2 tables, the tablecloth, and there's those shirts. I think this is an awesome addition to anybody's setup, especially if you are a figure photography type person. This is up your alley, and I definitely think you should get it. The figure is that ultimate edition, but I don't even think the figure is the star of the show here. It's really the backdrop. But here's a couple of those shots that people did doing figure photography, and I love it, man. I think this looks excellent. And there's their fan figures. Great stuff from Figures Toy Company. I got to give it to them. Next up, Latuni. Latuni don't quit, man. I got to give it to him. He doesn't quit. But coming to the Everest series, which is their big figures, I think they're like 10 or 12 inches. They're very big. They're doing Demolition. Axe and Smash. Don't know if they're going to have removable masks. It doesn't seem that way in this picture and the other picture I'm about to show you. But I feel like with these, you got to have a removable mask. Now, as you can tell, these are definitely inspired by the Hasbro bodies a little bit. You can tell this is Smash because of the elbow pad on the forearm painted on there. Does not look good. This really doesn't look good, guys. And listen, I said this a very long time ago when Latuni started. It's easy to have a great figure that a mainstream company molded, right? Like the Macho Man, and you just tweak a couple little things here. But man, Latuni has proven that when it comes to molding from the ground up, that it's just not their forte, man, and it's not working. And the thing is these Everest figures, just like the LOD ones they dropped, are like $90 a piece. So here is Axe, as you can tell. He's in a very similar pose to that of his Hasbro, the Gorilla Press Slam. It's not even that they look bad. It's just they're not worth the price, in my opinion. And I don't think that there's really a huge clientele people that want big figs right now, because a lot of us have big collections that we just don't. Real estate is a big issue, man. So I wish Latuni the best. I really do. I want to see everybody succeed. I just think that there's some decisions that need to be reconsidered, as far as their business front goes. Then we saw TRT at WrestleCade. These are screen caps from, I don't even know where, because somebody sent these to me, but they had some hard copies on display. The Beverly Brothers, the Jumping Bomb Angels. I mean, a lot of stuff that we've already seen, but it's nice to see that there's hand painted hard copies out there. Sergeant Buddy Parker. We got Adrian Adonis, which looks incredible. I can't wait for that. I probably will get the Sarge too. So we'll see. I'm very selective when it comes to retros these days. This was pretty cool, though. I did get their Danny Davis, and I liked it, but I love that they're doing referee Danny Davis. I think that's huge. I do. So he's going to come in his typical referee gear, basically the exact same pose as his other figure. The cocked head. He's going to have the mat hand to call 1, 2, 3, like any referee should. I'm excited to see this finalized, and I'm hoping that this comes sooner than later, because I mean they have some of the parts for this, so a lot of retooling, but that should be a little bit quicker process. We shall see. Now this one shocked me. My boys over at J&J Figures silently got an exclusive 1 of 500 Zombie Sailor Toys Sabu figure. And this thing looks exceptional. Red carded because he is juicing all over the place. I love the photo they chose for the card art. He comes in one of my favorite looks, which is the gold pants, covered in blood, even has some like dried up blood, very, very light, staining the tape on his arms, hands, and the wrap around his waist. So I am excited for this. This is $45 right now at jjfigures.com, but if you use code FIGHEAL, you'll save 10%. Here is a shot from New York Gambit, which, I mean, this looks great, dude. I love it. I do. My favorite part is that smeared blood on the tape. I think it looks very realistic. I love that it's a different shade of red, right? It's very light. The little blood spatter all over the place. I mean, this is... There's a lot of details in a small spot here. So shout out to jjfigures.com. Love J&J Figures and everything that they're doing. This figure, though, is a must get, 100%. And they had some of these at WrestleCade, and they sold some, and then they had 50 left over, so they put them exclusive to their email list, which I think is pretty cool. You're helping out those that are loyal to you. And then the next day they put up the rest of the 500, but explained, hey, like, we don't have these in hand. These aren't going to be in until February. We air shipped a few for WrestleCade. The rest are coming in on boats. So I don't think people realize that to air ship something here is very expensive, especially with all the tariffs and everything. So they're kind of taking a little bit of a loss sometimes when you air ship stuff. But people like getting things first, so you got to charge a little bit of a premium. But $45, jjfigures.com. Use code FIGHEAL to save 10%. Basically get it for $40. So look at that, man. Gotta love Sabu. And this is one of my favorite figures that Zombie Sailor has done. It's very, very good, and it's a Series 1 figure. Now, this has been the topic of a lot of conversation in the wrestling figure community. The Regium Godwins, Henry O and Phineas I. And the main reason that these are getting a lot of attention is because of the price. Now, we're going to talk about the price. Because for starters, what I want to say is the price is exactly what I expected. And trust me, I've been asking Mitch for months, what's the price going to be? What's the card look? What's the price? And I wasn't really getting a straight answer. But in my head, 100 to 120 was kind of what I was thinking. And I'll tell you why. So when it comes to these, you have to consider the fact that they're low run. Each piece needs to be molded. That's a lot of money right there. If I had to guess, I would say that these figures alone, you're probably looking at around $15,000 to $20,000 just in molds. not getting any figures produced, just in making molds. So if you've ever looked into having figures made, which I have multiple factories, it's expensive just for molds before you even get off the ground. So it's right here. I bet you I'm looking at 15 to 20 grand in molds off the cuff. And there's no pre-existing molds. These were all from scratch. So that's where this all comes from. However, I agree. Yeah, $120 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money for figures, for two figures. It's a lot of money. But we got to like take a step back and realize, okay, if you're buying independent figures, you're also probably buying retros, right? And retros typically are about 40 to, as we just said, $45, sometimes 50 or more each. And those figures are literally 5 points of articulation. So 5 molds, essentially. Look at what we're looking at here. You got feet, knee, ankle, top of the leg, bottom of the leg, hip. There's a lot of pieces here. There's a lot of stuff that goes into making one of these figures, which is why a lot of companies don't do it. It's why Uncensored, they kind of stopped. It wasn't worth the squeeze. It's an expensive trail to go down. And I know this because I looked into doing it, and it's very, very expensive. So I personally, because I know the prices, I knew that these were probably going to be around 100 to 120. But like I said, yes, it is expensive. And I'm hoping that in the future that, we can get these down a little bit, Regium figures. I've already talked to Mitch about this, that I really do think it's important to have the right price point. But I do also think it's crazy that people are bashing these highly articulated figures with all these points of articulation equivalent to that of an elite or ultimate minus the toe articulation, essentially are being $60 a piece, right? Because it's free shipping. But then, I go and I buy every single big rubber guy from Collect Major. And those are $50 a piece, boom, out the door. $50 a piece for 2 molds. $50 a piece for 2 molds. I don't think that this is that crazy. Yes, it's independent stuff. It appeals to a small audience. It's not supposed to appeal to everybody. And if people thought these were going to be $20, $30, they weren't going to be. We all knew it, right? So I wasn't blown away by the price, but some people were. That said, from what I see here, and yes, I did get some, and I'm waiting to get them in so that we could take a look at them and really unpack them. As I said before, I buy shit so you don't have to. I don't think these look bad. I think they look great. I'm looking at this Henry O with the hat on. I like it. I like the hand for holding the bucket. I do think the bucket's a little bit underscaled, but it's probably the one that they used for the Hasbro style, the retro style. I think that the denim looks pretty good. We got a chain accessory here with the horseshoe going around Phineas's neck. We've got camo print on the hat. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that went into these. So these are available at hasteltoy.com for $120, $119.99 free shipping. But like I said, like I've voiced my concerns to Mitch that I do think that he's got to work on getting these prices down a little bit, right? I think everybody does, and I get it. Everybody's in this business to make money, but if nobody's buying and nobody wants to spend a certain money, is there a business anymore? So we got to appeal to the audience, is what I think. So, beautiful figures. I can't wait to see what happens next in the Regiums. And I do think that as time goes on and we're able to, I keep saying we're, but I have nothing to do with the company, and they're able to reuse and repurpose tooled items, I'm hoping that they'll drop the price. But again, that's out of my hands. That's not something that I deal. I'm an unboxer. So, but that's my feelings on everything. I think kind of ostracizing somebody for $60 per piece for like a 30 points of articulation figure when we all pay $50 for big rubber guys that are 2 points. It's hard for me to complain about it knowing what I pay for. Also, really weird wrestling.com. I love these guys. Mike over there, he does some awesome stuff. And they last year put out these muscle style figures, right, of Damien 666 and everything like that. And this year they're doing the System, TNA, the System, and these are muscle style figures sculpted by Sin Bodhi, which if you don't know, that's Kizarny from WWE. Here we have Eddie Edwards, Moose, and Brian Myers. I think these look awesome. And these are officially licensed. They're available now at reallyWeirdWrestling.com. And I believe it's $24.99 for the set of 3. Now, the way that these are packaged, they come with a magazine. So there's going to be a system magazine with it. And they're going to come like in a package attached to it. It's a pretty cool thing. And there's I think, green, glow in the dark, purple. There's some cool stuff. So if you're interested in them, reallyWeirdWrestling.com. There's the set all side by side. And they're all going to be one color. So, like I said, I think there's green, purple, maybe even yellow. I'm not sure, but there'll be a full color of that. So, pretty cool. Major, Speak of the Devil, dropped this, and I pre-ordered it. As I said, like, I buy the big rubber guys. They're 2 molds. And as you can see here, the colors on this, there's 4 Pantones, right? We got skin tone, black, white, and red. But we're getting Cincinnati Reds, Macho Man Randy Savage, and the first thing that they want everybody to know, first off, let me just say, I love that starting lineup kind of nod on the packaging. I think it's pretty cool. Great stuff, guys. First thing I want to say, the hat on this is oversized in the package, and they already showed what the final is going to look like. It's right there. So it's much better scaled to the figure. The red pops, white always pops. I'm excited for this. $50 right now. They also have the Philly Fanatic and Mr. Met over on collectmajor.com. Fanatics, exclusive, Big Shots, War Games San Diego Survivor Series. The last time is now John Cena. The last Survivor Series match. John Cena Pillow Buddy is available now in all the different sizes. I love this, man. The white shirts always pop, but a lot of people were trashing the white, yellow, orange, and brown, but I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's very different. It's not a color scheme you see all the time, right? This is pretty unique. So I'm down for this one. I'd love to see this in a figure, and I bet in a future Survivor Series Elite line, we are getting this figure in Elite. So we shall see. We also saw some new pre-orders from Ringside Collectibles. WrestlingFigures.com. Use code FIGHEAL to save 10%. What went up? WWE Retros 2026 Wave 2. We got Logan Paul, everybody's favorite. We've got The Wise Man, Paul Heyman, and of course, Mr. Yeet, Jey Uso. My favorite thing about this whole set is that Jey Uso is a jumper, and when you push him down, his arms do the yeet, which I'm a sucker for stuff like that, and it looks so good. So cannot wait to get these. We also saw Elite Collection Greatest Hits Series 10 is up for pre-order, which has Braun Breaker, Dom, John, and The Rock. And then this one. This leaked a while back. Elite Collection SummerSlam Minneapolis. This is China, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind, and then my favorite, a Build-A-Figure of Jesse the Body Ventura in his referee gear, bald-headed. I'm stoked about that. So I would have gotten all these anyway because I do want the Mankind. I pretty much get every Stone Cold Steve Austin figure. China, I think, is going to be awesome. There's no chance I wasn't getting Triple H to complete that Jesse the Body. So excited for this SummerSlam Elite Collection. We also saw Elite Collection 125, which if you have the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, you've already known about this. Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Cody Rhodes, Coco Beware, Jacob Fatu, and Demolition Crush. I'm excited about these. If you follow Heels Deals, HeelsDealz.com, I already shared the links for Coco Beware and Demolition Crush on Amazon probably about a month and a half ago. So crazy that Amazon had these in the system before Ringside. They didn't have any of the other 4, but I'm sure that they will in due time. So I'm excited about the upcoming Elite Collections. And last but not least, we saw the Ultimate Edition Series 30 go up for pre-order. Rhea Ripley, which, man, look at that mask. It looks awesome. This figure looks incredible. Bill McKenna showed this off at Ringside Fest. Seth Rollins, another one they showed off at Ringside Fest, which is just going to be incredible, and Hulk Hogan with the tearaway shirt. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to. I'm curious what you're most excited for. Comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Fig Heel. Twitter is at The Fig Heel. Pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now on Amazon.com, or simply go to heelbooks.com. Make sure you join Whatnot at whatheel.com, and you will get $15 off your first purchase. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you for joining. Peace. Also, if you want to support the channel, pick up something over at heelbrand.com. A shirt, hat, sweats, hoodie, jacket, you name it, it's up there. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE, Mattel, AEW, Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need Fig Heel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at heelbooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Fig Heel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at whatheel.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.